It's Damien from Marketing Food Online, and in this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about having a co-packer create your cookies for you if you're looking to start a cookie business. And I had a great subscriber question about how this works and what do you need to do to get it started legally, and we're going to jump into that question right now. It is Damien from Marketing Food Online, and as I mentioned in the introduction, in this video I'm going to cover a great question from one of my subscribers about creating a cookie business, but having a co-packer actually make the cookies and distribute it and do all of the logistics for you. And how does that work, and what specifically would you need to have in place as far as the legality is concerned and the business structure itself? And it was a great question, and we're going to jump into that question right from Vicky. And there's the question there. Vicky, she asked, I am starting a cookie subscription business, and I found a great company that will bake, package, and ship out to my customers, but I never actually touched the product. So I am getting food business insurance, but is there anything else that I would need to get started? So that is a great, fantastic question, and is actually an amazing business to be into because cookie subscription businesses are a constant renewal every month, obviously, of that subscription, and it is a great way to make a constant revenue for your business. Now, one of the really cool things is that you actually found a company who will make it for you, put your name on it, and then do all the logistics as far as the shipping and taking care of the customer service aspect of it. That is a huge plus, and that is really a great way to create a brand without having you to actually be in the oven, be in the kitchen every day, baking in the oven and filling those orders individually. So as you mentioned, you already have your food business insurance. Now, anything else as far as what you would need? Yes. Now, first question is, in some states, you may want to check to see within also states and counties, they do have certain guidelines as to where you could incorporate. What do I mean by that? If you've got a home-based business, but you are not actually operating and functioning that food business at home, and you have a co-packer, some states and counties will require you to have the address of the co-packer where the product is actually being manufactured. Now, also make sure that on the label itself, you have the address of that co-packer on those labels. The reason being is that they want to make sure there's a traceability. There is a trail, so in case somebody gets sick, they know where it's being produced and how it's being packaged, and then of course they can go back to that address where it's actually being made. And if you happen to be working out of your home and you're not obviously making the product, they want to know where that is coming from, okay? The other thing that you want to make sure is when you have your food business insurance policy, make sure that they spell out specifically where also that is going to be produced. Explain to them your scenario and let them know that you're not actually making this at home and you're not actually doing this yourself in a commercial kitchen, but you're having a company do it for you. Make sure the right address on that policy and, of course, on the business license itself, make sure that they explain to you that you have to have either the co-packer or potentially where your home address is. Most states that I've actually spoke with and people that I knew who've done the same type of business usually have to put the co-packer or the manufacturer of the product on the label, and of course also on the insurance policy for your business as well as the business license, okay? Now, a couple other things you want to keep in mind. Make sure that you're obviously incorporated. Now, that may be a no-brainer, but a lot of times people don't understand that they have to be incorporated and incorporate themselves as an LLC, even though a co-packer or private label company is actually producing the product for you. The liability eventually will trickle down and fall on you as a business owner, not necessarily on the co-packer, because they're the ones that are making it for your business. But if you are not obviously incorporated as a business, that poses a big liability problem, especially when you're dealing with food. So yes, a couple things to do is incorporate yourself, get yourself an LLC, get yourself up and running. Then you also want to make sure you have food business insurance. Also clarify where on the business license it specifies where the address for the actual business is going to be, and make sure that you have the right one on there, okay? So that also is going to protect you from any legalities too, so people don't assume or they think that you're actually doing this from home and then you're shipping them out, okay? Now, the next thing up is you want to make sure as well at the price point that you're going to be selling these are very going to be profitable for you, because the reason why I say this is that when you begin to bring into play either a food broker or a co-packer or any other third party from you and your customer, if there's more people in between, the margins tend to be smaller because obviously the co-packer is not going to do this for free. They have to be paid. So keep in mind the fees that may come along by a co-packer or a private label business that does it for you, because normally they'll either do it based on two different ways, either per unit or per quantity or per the amount that they're actually going to make for you. And what I mean by that is that in case you sign a deal with a co-packer and they say, look, for every 1,000 units, it's going to cost X amount of money. Or we actually charge $1.50, $1.25 per unit, and you can do as many or as little as you like, whatever it may be. So make sure you also incorporate those fees in your overall retail price to make sure you're making a profit every month. Now, the next question is actually going to be a really important one as well, is when you're doing this online, make sure that you understand the fees that are set up for the transactions. So every month, if you have a website, I'm not sure how you're actually doing this, if it's on a website or some other third party, be aware of every transaction is going to have a credit card transaction. There's going to be a fee involved with that, and it's a percentage, obviously a percentage of the amount that's being sold. But you want to make sure you also keep in mind that's also a fee that's coming out of your bottom line. So these are a handful of great tips you want to look into to make sure that you're actually going to be profitable and you're going to stay legal and, of course, out of any trouble and protect yourself. So I hope that helps you out understand that question. Thank you very much for sending that in as well. And, of course, as always, guys, if you have questions about a food business or a part of a food business that you're starting, let us know down below, and I'll jump on that question as soon as I can. And we'll see you guys on the next. Thanks for watching Marketing Food Online. And if you are looking to create your own food truck, start a home-based food business under the cottage food law, franchise a food operation, start a packaged food business, private label your own food product, sell on Amazon, get your own online store, or sell food online, remember to subscribe and check out